All right, I'm live. I'm back live again. Hi, everybody. It's Lena Lavish. I'm back, and it's Sunday evening for me. And I just wanted to come and give you guys a little bit of something special, something from my heart, something that I have been asking God, are you sure, God? You know what I mean? So I just have a little soulful Sundays for you, just a little bit of something to close out our wonderful day of rest and look forward, to the next Sabbath when we can all embrace again and have our minds on our spirits, okay, and on Christ and on the Lord. So I just wanted to give you guys like a quick 30 minutes. And then at the end of the video, once I have done my duty and spilled all of this out, I will give you guys a little treat. Okay. Just a little treat. It won't be, it'll just be a little treat. You'll see. So I just wanted to share with you guys some things about my journey. If you're new here, just come on into the room and like, click, share, subscribe, do all of those things. Turn your notifications on for Lena Lavish because you will be blessed. Okay, you will be blessed if you do so. I am a brand new person as of about 18 months ago when I was practically I experienced my own Lazarus moment where I could feel my body going down. I could feel myself really, you know, my body was getting weary. My flesh was becoming extremely weak against the wretchedness that is sickle cell disease. And I could feel that. I could feel the fact that my body was dying. It was, it was fighting hard, but it's such a hard uphill climb when you are a sickle cell warrior, especially when you are past the age of 30. For a lot of, people and experts, that is much younger, and I realized that I was going to have to truly cling to my faith. It's been the My faith has been one of the only things that has actually sustained me even before I had words, even before I understood or knew the word faith. And so as I grow older, as I progress in this journey, especially this brand new phase of my journey where I have regained so much health and spiritual wealth, I realize that it's there to be shared because we all need proof of God's works. And so I just wanted to let everyone know that everyone is welcome here. Whether or not you consider yourself to be a believer doesn't really matter to me. It's more about sharing the positivity of the moment and recognizing that God is God. Anyone that wants to dispute that um, does so within themselves each day, and thus it need not, you know, cross my boundary. Um, However, I do consider myself a fisher of men. And so if you are someone and you've heard about Jesus, but you don't know who he is, he's the one person that's never let me down. I'll put it that way. The one person in person form, right? That once walked the earth, that has never let me down. And so because of that, I look to God and I thank God for that. And so I just decided that, the things that have gotten me through these decades of wretched sickness have been the foundational building blocks of hymns, of course, the gospel, um, my scriptures, as well as those boats that God sends when you need to be rescued, or you don't know where you at, or you're like, how did I get here? And so tonight I'm going to share with you, not that the good book needs any help, because it's the one book that will get you through anything. But the Lord does send us signs and gives us ways to help ourselves in the moments where we feel the most helpless. So just to let you guys know, I'm a huge proponent, or I'm a huge um, advocate for being. I feel like everyone deserves the right to be mentally healthy, and that a lot of times means work and reaching out to make sure that you stay mentally healthy. We do work a lot on our bodies and the physical aspects, but for some reason, when it comes to our brain, we act like it's a whole different thing, and it's not just another part of our body that needs to function and needs proper attention and care. And I just don't understand that. Like, I really don't. I understand that we, in our minds, a lot of times as people, I mean, we're human. We think of ourselves as being like a default human, like where there's, I'm normal. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm normal. But I don't like the word normal, because that's different for everyone. And so in my mind, I realized early on that I was going to have to fight to remain mentally healthy, spiritually in tune and healthy, as well as physically healthy. Like, the things go together, you guys. You cannot neglect your soul, right? Don't neglect your soul. Don't neglect your body. Don't neglect your mental health. Okay. And so, being that all of these things are necessary, I have certainly found some wonderful tools. Like I said, when I'm hanging out on a cliff wondering, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And I don't know. And then there's a boat comes by. I recognize that as my rescue. I'm not missing not one, not two, not three. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to be courageous enough to accept the help that has been laid out for me. And so let's flash back to a younger Lena, way before Lena Lavish, way before the person that I am today and will be tomorrow. This person is 20 something, and she is a brand new mom, and she's a sickle cell warrior, and she is shaking in her boots, to say the least, because becoming a mother is extremely scary. Becoming a parent for the first time, it's extremely scary. I'll share a quick anecdote before I move on. My husband and I, we're planners. We planned everything. We plan the, plan the conception. We plan the conception. We plan, okay, we're gonna start now, because if we wait any longer, then blah 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 blah, blah, right? And luckily, being as blessed as we were, we did not have to try very long before we ended up conceiving our child. And I remember, like, the first car ride I took after finding out that we were expecting, I was completely terrified. Suddenly, everything was like, whoa, y'all going too fast. This is too like, where my seat? I need 2 seatbelts. Like it was in my mind, right? In my body, I was frozen. But in my spirit and in my mind, I was terrified. And I remember saying to Anthony, like, I am really scared right now in this car. Like, what if something happens to me? Right? Like, I mean, it's different because before, when it's just you, you're just like, where we going? But when you're now carrying, you know, uh, I, I'm like, I look to him, he's driving, of course, and I'm like, honey, what if something happens? Like, what is going on? Why? I'm so scared. And I'll never forget, it's one of one of the sweetest things my husband's ever said to me was, I felt that way the day I drove you away from your mom's house. I was terrified too, and I was just like, oh, okay, I get it. I understand. But, that feeling, you guys, I don't know why I never felt like that. You know what I'm saying? With me in the car. I don't know. I guess it's not, I really shouldn't compare. But that was just a funny little thing that happened with us where your perspective changes depending upon your circumstances or whatever scenario you find yourself in. And I realized that, oh boy, this parenthood journey is about to be completely and utterly roller coaster, up and down, and so that truly rattled me because suddenly I realized how unprepared I was. So unprepared. You think you're prepared. You think you're ready, right? Like, oh, yeah, I'll go. I was unprepared. I was just, we were prepared, but you guys know what I mean. Parents know, you guys know what I mean. And so I immediately went down this road of, oh no, whatever this is going on in here, you guys, I had a whole bunch of emotional mess. I had, emotional disaster inside. I was an emotional disaster. I had no real comprehension of who I was and how I mattered, how my decisions mattered, until I became pregnant. And then I realized, oh boy, I really need to start paying more attention to my emotional and my spiritual health. Like it really, just snapped me in. It snapped me in. I thought, oh boy, okay, if I'm going to be a mom, I've really got to clean up this emotional mess inside. Because if not, I'm not going to be any good. I'm not going to be any good. And I want to be a good mom. I am a good mom, but I wanted to be a good mom. That's what I set out to be. And so, y'all, I'm telling you, it was a lot. There were a lot of things I had to clean up within myself, but I made it a point to be purposeful in my endeavor to better myself emotionally and mentally for the sake of my child that was to come. Also for myself, but mainly because I just felt, just hella unprepared emotionally. Like we had all the stuff, just emotionally, I was just a mess. And so luckily, your girl will reach out for help. Like I said, I'm not the type of person that believes in keeping your mouth shut when you need help. I just don't believe in that. I would not be sitting here today in front of anyone at all if I had not reached out for help countless times and still do. Because it's human. We need each other. We are a communal race. We're supposed to be together and helping one another, not isolated and not selfish with our gifts and our talents. And so I believe in taking advantage of the people that are ready to reach out and help someone, right? And so I this was my very first time going to therapy. This had to be 2012, or it could have been 2012, but it probably was like early 2013. And this was just after I had become a mom. I had my son. He, practically saved my life coming into the world. His amniotic fluid, I guess I needed it. So he gave it to me. They're like, did it come out? I'm like, nope. He saved my life coming into the world, because I was just so sick at the time. But once he came here and I saw his face, I really, I thought, oh, okay, now I got to get serious. Like, I got to get serious. It's all fun. I can dress him up and take a million pictures, but I need to be real about what he's going to need. And so I sought out therapy for the very first time. And I'm so thankful that I did that. I'm so glad that I actually just believed in myself and gave myself a little bit of time to better myself in the midst of being a new mom and having no idea what to do or what was to come. And so I remember I somehow, through, I don't know, it probably was like maybe Medicare, or something like that. Like I reached out. I'm like, I need to talk to someone. And I got linked up with this little old white lady up in, I don't know, like the north side, like, I don't know, maybe Clay Terrace or somewhere up there. I don't go that way very often, but like, I didn't care where she was. If I could drive there, I was going to go there. And so I got there, and I'm a wreck. I was a wreck. I was legit pushing Jackson in the stroller into the therapist's office, right? Like, help me right now, right now, right now. No time to waste. But I was in tears, and all I could say was the same thing over and over. I was stuck on a repeat. Okay, now that's my business, what I was talking about. But all I could say was the same thing over and over and over. To anyone that would listen, that's a key sign. Like, if you are stuck on something, if you keep talking about something, you guys, please put it in the comments. Tell me. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever been stuck on something? And has it ever just been like that thorn in your side that you cannot get rid of, no matter how hard you try? That was me walking in. And I don't even remember this lady's name or where her office was or anything. And she has no idea who I am or where I went after our sessions were complete. But honey, she changed my life. She absolutely changed my life in such a small, I don't even remember, I wouldn't know this lady and she would know me, right? But she had such an impact that she'll never know. I'll never be able to tell, I mean, who knows? If it happens, it happens. But honestly, like, don't know. I have no idea. But she looked in my eyes. She saw me there. We fawned over the baby, of course, for a few. And then she said, okay, now let's dive in. And I'm the type of person that when you tell me to dive in, I'm going to dive in. So you better be ready. And that is exactly what I did. And I kept saying, I keep saying the same thing. I keep crying over the same thing over and 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 over. And then I'm a mom and I'm scared. I'm scared. She was older, and I felt very, safe. And, her office was nice and cozy. She had couches in there, rugs and little heaters and, lamps and all the books, just books, 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 books. I'm like, yes, I'm in the right place. And luckily, it didn't take but me saying that I had sickle cell, which is always one of the first things I say to anyone that wants to get to know me, because it's the backdrop, right? And so I let her know, okay, this is the backdrop. I am an ill person chronically, and my life is not normal like y'all's. I cannot do the normal things. And now I have a little baby, right? And I'm shaking in my boots. And I guess I'm thinking, she knew enough to introduce me to this book that is called You Can Heal Your Life. It's torn. It's torn. It's called You Can Heal Your Life. Okay. And it is written by a woman named Louise Hay. Beautiful lady. And she introduced me to the book. She said, yes, that's heavy. Just having sickle cell is heavy. Not even being a new mom or putting anything else, wifely responsibilities or, your own career hopes and dreams or whatever it may be, right? She just was like, let's just start there at the sickle cell. And I was like, okay. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting her to start somewhere else, because as in therapy, they always start with your parents, and start with, what's going on in your childhood at home, blah, 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 blah. She pulled this book out. Just buy the book right now. This lady doesn't know me. No, she'll probably never see this video, but you guys, this book honestly, saved my life. The book is a book that is full of positive thinking and how it can absolutely alter the trajectory of your mindset, which in turn alters the trajectory of your life. I'm not talking about any mumbo jumbo or any, The Secret. It's not like that. It's like, I had an Uncle Richard, and I think about him often because every time we would get in a room with him, he was always just talking about the love of Jesus Christ and how everything, all of our illnesses and diseases and things, all stems from sin. And as a kid, I used to be like, but I don't be sinning. What are you talking about? Like, I got sickle cell, but I don't be sinning, Uncle. I be trying not to. I was such a good girl, I can understand it. This helped me. This little life jacket, this little raft helped me, you guys, because I honestly don't think I would have made it through the first 6 months or year of my child's life without some sort of breakdown if I had not honestly taken what Louise Hay, the woman in this book, wrote to heart. It was like taking medicine. It was bitter, but I could tell that it was good for me. So I'll just read you guys a couple of little excerpts of the book, and then I'll read the part that changed my life, which changed my thinking and altered the trajectory of my life. So the book is called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. Some points on my philosophy. This is what she writes. We are each 100% responsible for all of our experiences. Every thought we think is creating our future. The point of power is always in the present moment. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry, you guys. Everyone suffers from self-hatred and guilt. The bottom line for everyone is, I'm not good enough. It's only a thought, and a thought can be changed. Resentment, criticism, and guilt are the most damaging patterns. resentment, criticism, and guilt are the most damaging patterns. Releasing resentment will dissolve even cancer. When we really love ourselves, everything in our life works. We must release the past and forgive everyone. Y'all, Pastor was just talking about releasing the past in church this morning. We must be willing to begin to learn to love ourselves. Self-approval and self-acceptance in the now are the key to positive changes. We create every so-called illness in our body. Child, she blew my wig back, okay? This little lady blew my wig all the way back. I was like, what is she talking about? Because it sounded so similar to what my uncle, God rest his soul, said all those years ago when I was a kid. I'm like, how? What are you talking about? What do you mean? I'm not causing this on my own. You think I caused this? You think I chose? Do you think I chose this life? You know what I'm saying? That's some superficial fleshly ears, some human ears. You know, you have to become spiritually in tune. So I'm not listening with my ears, I'm listening more with the ball of light that is inside of me. And when I hear something and it pricks me, I realize, uh-oh, I got work to do right there. That's nobody else's fault. I need to work on this here when I'm pricked. So then the part, and I ain't even got to the part that changed my whole life yet. That was just one page, one few lines out of all that she has in here, right? Yeah, when I read that last one, I just thought, wow, okay, so she just gonna do me like that. All right, I'm like, lady, we just met. I can take my stroller and leave out of here because you and Louise are talking that yin yang. So in the latter half of the book, then that's when she started hitting us with the like, take that and figure it out, like with the 1-2 punches. You know what I'm saying? She come with the 1-2s, okay, because she puts a table in here that has a problem column, a probable cause column, and a new thought pattern column. Okay. In the problem column, she lists from A to W a list of ailments and bodily illnesses along with their probable root cause. And then she lists a new thought pattern for that particular cause and problem. Are you following? So just listen as I share with you a few, and then the one that changed me. Problem: abdominal cramps. Probable cause: fear, stopping the process. New thought pattern: I trust the process of life. I am safe. Okay. So if you are a person that suffers from abdominal cramps, right? I'm not saying stop taking your medicine. I'm saying, in addition to that, also take some spiritual medicine. Okay. You take your, oh, it tastes gross. But I know it's going to work. It's going to kick me in a little bit, right? Do the same thing with your spiritual medicine, right? That's what this is. Oh, y'all ain't seen this in a minute. Dang. I'm just playing. Okay. Acne. Not accepting the self. Dislike of the self. New thought pattern. I am divine expression of life. I love and accept myself where I am right now. Alcoholism. Problem. Alcoholism. Probable cause. Okay. What's the use? Feeling of futility, guilt, inadequacy, self-rejection. New thought pattern. I live in the now. Each moment is new. I choose to see my self-worth. I love and approve of myself. Yeah, she goes on, you guys. There's going to be something in here relevant to anyone watching this in this table. This is just a table that is a part of the book, right? Okay, so let's hit the two. There's actually two that say that really helped save my life. The first one is anemia. Is anyone else out there anemic? Because if you are, you might want to listen a little bit and then just, if you are pricked, keep in mind, it is not coming from Lena Lavish. It is not coming from Miss Louise Hay or the therapist lady. It's coming from inside of you. Problem, anemia. Probable cause, yes, but attitude. What you say? Lack of joy. Fear of life. Feeling not good enough. New thought pattern. And this, became one of my sticky notes on my mirror, It is safe for me to experience joy in every area of my life. I love life. I do. I do now. Yeah, she goes on, you guys. There's a whole, this is still the A's. Let's see. Got back problems. Anyone with back problems? Let's see. Is it the upper, middle, or lower back? Because she got something for each one. You know what I'm saying? Comment in the chat if you have bad breath. Y'all want to know what it say about bad breath? Problem, bad breath. Anger and revenge thoughts. Experiences backing up. New thought pattern. I release the past with love. I choose to voice only love. That's hitting for somebody. I don't know who. Let's see. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here, all parts of the body, different types of things that could, be ailments. And I'm going to skip ahead to the one that changed my life for real. Problem: sickle cell anemia. I was like, this is the part that she was like, you need to read this. And I was like, what do you mean nobody knows about sickle cell? Child, right. You know what I'm saying? When you ask for a blessing, it's going to come, but it's going to taste like medicine. Problem: sickle cell anemia. Probable cause: a belief that one is not good enough that destroys the very joy of life. Here we go again. Right? You're thinking like, so you telling me that I think I'm not good enough? You know what I'm saying? And then you're just wondering like, oh man, is that for real? Y'all, I cried when this lady showed me this book. She tore me all up and down. I was already crying when I walked in there. I started boo-hooing. I went even deeper into the cry. You know what I'm saying? I had the Viola Davis going on with the snots. You know what I'm saying? She like, dang, I just bought tissues. Now I gotta, we got to pile. It's just, it took me away. Right. And so the thing about the thing about godly medicine, you guys, is that godly medicine takes time to work. Because I did not fully digest and understand this book even until years later. I had to ponder the words that were written in here and wonder, how does this apply to me? And it wasn't until first of all, I had an excellent entry into therapy, right? Because she changed my life in the first session. Took the book. I was like, can I have this? And she was like, took it. You know what I'm saying? Her cat then, tore a chunk out of it. I don't know. It's mine. This is mine. Get your own copy. Everyone that I shared this book with, they're like, what is this? What is this? It's not sorcery. It is aligning your physical health to your spiritual health and your mental health. It is realizing that human beings are a cord of cords. We are a cord made out of cords. And because of that, everything affects the thing around it, the thing next to it. And so we have to stop neglecting huge, glaring parts of us that's like, I need attention, because why couldn't I stop crying and talking about the same thing over and over again? Why come I kept feeling like, I didn't have no purpose? And even though I just had a baby, it was like, well, yeah, but I mean, that's good for him. You know what I'm saying? What about me? Will I even live long enough to enjoy him and see him be raised and grown and happy and doing his own thing? At the time, I was not sure at all about any of that, until it got to the point where it was extremely sad inside. I was extremely sad inside during the days where I should have been the happiest with my baby and my new family, my blessing. I kept this book from 2013, and when I start feeling low, I go get these. I get yeah, this a hymnal. It's mine. This I go get these. Don't neglect yourself, guys. Please. If you are, please stop. It's a road to nowhere. Once I pondered over the words for years and years and kept reading the book and kept trying not to highlight it to death, and, just going back and looking at other ailments that were plaguing me. Sometimes I would have swelling or, UTI or, it aches, anything. Like, I'm like, oh man, I might need to look at that a little bit, it's never not been on point. Okay. It's never not been on point, just like this one. And so I thank God for people like this wonderful authoress, Louise Hay, because she don't know me, but she helped change my life, because once I was actually freed of the bonds, once those zip ties that had me, stuck to the bed, to that sick bed, once those were clipped away, and my faith and my physical status shifted more to become more in line, because I no longer have to rely on transfusions. I no longer have to rely on heavy pain medicines every day. I no longer have to do certain things in order to be super protective over my fragile state as a chronic illness warrior, because I now am renewed and reinvigorated. And so that caused me to really realize once and for all what this was about and how it actually worked, in that my mind was, hey, ma'am, it really wasn't you. Like, you legit could have been that bomb chef in your pink chef coat and matching hat. You legit could have been the bridal stylist of all bridal stylists. You could have been that ballerina you wanted to be when you was just a little girl. It's not your fault, Lena. Sickle cell is a monster, and it had me up against the ropes. But my faith couldn't allow me to stop reaching out for help. And I'm a believer that, like I said, when you ask for help, when you need a rescue, and here comes a boat, you better not miss it. Take the boat. Take the medicine. Take the medicine. Because it might be like a heavy coating of, what is that taste? It's got that alcoholic kind of taste to it, the medicine, the syrup. You got to take that. It's not going to be pleasant, and it's going to linger for a minute, right? Until the effects take effect. So of course it would take some time, with years of me maturing and going through, ups and downs and trying to find my way, right? It would take some years before I would have a true breakthrough in my flesh, in my physical being, that would unleash all of my negative thoughts. Because now I get to live a life where I can truly say that I am great and I have potential. I am great and I am a true warrior because I never give up. I can honestly say that I do love myself and I know I'm good enough. I know that. I know that now. I did not know that 18 months ago. I knew I was a child of the king. I just did not know that I was destined for bigger, better, and brighter things and destined to become someone that I had only dreamt about in the past. I thought that's all they were. And now I'm realizing that at least the type of deja vu that I experience is me doing things that in my dreams in the past, in my literal sleeping dreams, my nighttime dreams, I legit would dream about the places I'm at now, the people I'm with now, the energies I exchange. And so that is just a small part of what has truly kept me going and kept me from breaking in those truly dark moments that we all have. My dark moments are just as troublesome and worrisome as you would think, growing up in a body, in a shell that is actively dying, because that's what living in a state of sickle cell chronic illness is. You don't have enough blood, and the blood that you do have is malfunctioned. It got the glitch. It don't work right. It's not enough of it, and it don't work right. And so now that I'm on this side and I'm realizing, oh man, I am completely unleashed. I have more energy. That fatigue is gone. I have so much less pain. I haven't had a pain crisis. I don't even fear having a pain crisis anymore. And I don't take the heavy pain meds every day. I don't take them at all, but I was on them daily. These are huge changes that have caused me to live a completely different life that is now filled with positivity and joy. And joy are the two things that joy was said in here twice. One for the anemia and two for the sickle cell disease. And so now I have so much joy. I have so much joy, which is why I'm here, because now I have to share it. It has to be shared because I am overflowing. And not everyone else is, which is why I am here to help with processing the overflow. So it's about time for me to wrap up. It's been about 48 minutes or so. And I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of something just for your soul. Please do not neglect your soul. It is just as important as your body and your mental state. We are here to be mentally healthy, physically healthy, and most of all, healthy within our souls. Because if we are not vigilant, we'll be easily washed away with the tide. Okay. I want to do one last thing for my treat. Is somebody there? Oh, I thought somebody was at my room. So I'm just going to share with you guys one last thing that I really enjoy to indulge in when I'm home alone or when I am in need of some sort of encouragement or something that is going to help kind of heal heal and carry me through, right? Because we need those things. And a lot of times those things are not going to come from externally. If it's an external thing that I reach for in order to try to get me through, chances are it's going to be unhealthy. It's going to be like some caffeine. What do we be reaching for? We'll be reaching for the caffeine. We'll be reaching for the sugar. We'll be reaching for the food. We be reaching for, the buddies. We be reaching for the bottles. We be reaching for the cigarettes. We be reaching for the vapes, reaching for anything that will make it seem like, none of those things they're just pacifiers, but with poison. So this is where I go. This is where I go, right? Make myself feel better. Give me a little something that's going to soothe me. I am not a singer. I lift and make a joyful noise unto the Lord because he has allowed me the ability to do so. And I am someone that is constantly in prayer and praise. Yes, even when I'm out and about and you see me inside, I am constantly in praise mode and prayer mode. So we're going to do a little bit of this here. When he's like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Though Satan should buffet through trials should come, let this blessed assurance control, that Christ has regarded my helpless estate and has shed his own blood for my soul. It is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well with my soul. My sin, oh, the bliss of this glorious thought. My sin, not in part, but the whole, is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. It is well, praise the Lord, oh my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. And Lord, haste the day when the faith shall be sight, the clouds be rolled back as a scroll, the trumps shall resound, and the Lord shall descend. Even so is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. Thank you guys for being here with me as I realize another dream come true. I love you all. Please be blessed and take care in this harsh reality. I'll see you guys next time.